Madigan to agree to a consent decree. She's even holding out the possibility, or not ruling out the possibility, of suing.
Look, I think that there are three things we all agree on, fundamentally. That we continue to make the progress on making the fundamental reforms as we have over the last 18 months and stay on that towards the goal of reform. Second, that we need an independent set of eyes, like the independent monitor that we talked about, an independent voice that will ensure that we never get weak in that process. And third, that we should have transparency in issuing those reports along the way to make sure that we never waver off of the road of reform that we're on. Now, the only question is what we're talking about with the MOA with the Department of Justice. It's a new department. We got to deal with that fact, from the one we negotiated the Obama era reforms with, or whether, in fact, you need a court, not just the independent individual and office. But the basic consensus of where we're going, the fact that we need independence to help push us along, and the fact that the information should always be public, there is broad consensus on that and agreement. So over the last 18 months, we have made fundamental changes, as recently as on the use of force, which is part of a community process, as recently on community policing, which is part of a community process. And we're going to continue to make these changes, and we need somebody from the outside to help us. The only question is whether you want it just to be an independent individual, or you need also a judge from the federal court.
So why don't you want a court?
They're not ruling out going to the court. What about with community organizations?